What if a change in where millions of Canadians choose to travel could ripple across the U.S. economy, influencing tourism, manufacturing, healthcare, and even the automotive industry? That's exactly what's beginning to unfold as cross-border travel patterns shift, and North America enters a new phase of economic uncertainty. Your roadmap to the latest in auto, welcome to Highway Herald. Behind the headlines lies a much bigger story. As trade policies evolve and businesses rethink decades-old supply chains, the effects extend far beyond vacations. They could shape vehicle production, pharmaceutical logistics, investment decisions, and the future of one of the world's most interconnected economies. Here are the 5 biggest developments driving this evolving story. Number 5. The global battle for travelers and capital heats up. Countries worldwide are competing aggressively for tourists, investors, and high-value industries, investing billions in airports, transportation systems, resorts, and technology hubs. In today's economy, attracting visitors and investment is nearly as important as manufacturing goods. Travel decisions are influenced by factors such as exchange rates, airfare costs, convenience, route availability, affordability, and overall confidence in a destination. Even small shifts in consumer sentiment can redirect billions of dollars in spending. These trends also affect the automotive sector. Increased tourism boosts demand for rental vehicles, fuel, rideshare services, parking facilities, and transportation fleets. As travel patterns change, airlines, hotels, retailers, and transportation providers continuously adapt their strategies. The broader lesson is clear. Economic success today depends not only on production capacity, but also on creating an attractive environment that draws visitors, investment, and sustainable long-term growth. But global competition is only part of the story. One of the most important shifts is happening much closer to home, as Canadian travelers begin changing long-established habits that have shaped local economies for decades. Number 4. Canadian travel habits continue to shift. Canadian travel patterns have become one of the most closely watched economic trends of the past year. For decades, Canadians have been among the largest sources of international visitors to the United States, generating billions in spending through tourism, shopping, dining, entertainment, and seasonal travel. However, trade tensions and shifting consumer sentiment have changed some long-established habits. While travel demand has shown signs of stabilizing, many Canadians are increasingly exploring destinations beyond the United States, including Europe, Mexico, and the Caribbean. Airlines have adapted by adjusting routes and capacity to match evolving demand. Meanwhile, U.S. tourism organizations continue working to attract Canadian visitors, particularly in states such as Florida, Arizona, Michigan, New York, and Maine. These changes also affect transportation-related industries, influencing rental vehicle demand, fuel sales, vehicle servicing, toll roads, and other automotive-related businesses. Yet tourism isn't the only area where cross-border relationships matter. Some of the most critical connections between Canada and the United States involve products that millions of people depend on every day. Number 3. Drug manufacturing networks put cross-border partnerships in the spotlight. Healthcare and automotive manufacturing may seem unrelated, but both depend on highly complex cross-border supply chains. Canadian facilities have long played an important role in producing and processing pharmaceutical products for the U.S. market. Many critical medications require specialized manufacturing, strict regulatory oversight, advanced equipment, and highly skilled workers, making it difficult to quickly relocate production elsewhere. This has intensified discussions about supply chain resilience. While expanding domestic manufacturing is widely supported, industry experts warn that replacing existing capacity takes years of investment and planning. Automotive enthusiasts can relate, as industries producing semiconductors, batteries, and specialized vehicle components face similar challenges. The broader takeaway is that efficiency and diversification must work together. Strong cross-border cooperation can improve reliability and reduce disruption risks, while diversified production helps protect consumers. These developments highlight how trade policy can affect far more than manufacturing and vehicle markets. Before we reveal the 2 biggest developments, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald and turn on notifications. Your support helps us continue bringing you in-depth coverage of the automotive industry, trade developments, and the economic stories shaping the roads ahead. But if pharmaceutical supply chains reveal how interconnected North America has become, the next story examines the trade framework that helps make those connections possible in the first place. Number 2. USMCA questions create fresh uncertainty for North American trade. The upcoming review of the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA, has become one of the most closely watched economic developments of 2026. As the foundation of North American trade, the agreement directly impacts manufacturers, investors, and businesses across multiple industries. The automotive sector highlights its importance, as modern vehicles often contain engines, electronics, batteries, steel, aluminum, and other components that cross borders several times before final assembly. With uncertainty surrounding the agreement's future, companies are taking steps to strengthen resilience by diversifying suppliers, expanding production capacity, and improving sourcing flexibility. Meanwhile, major infrastructure projects such as the Gordie Howe International Bridge continue reinforcing critical trade connections. For vehicle enthusiasts, the outcome could influence automotive investment, parts availability, manufacturing decisions, and future vehicle pricing across North America's highly integrated industrial network. Yet despite all the attention surrounding tourism, pharmaceuticals, and trade agreements, they are really pointing toward one much larger theme that sits at the center of this entire story. Number 1. The real story is building a more resilient economy. Although tourism and pharmaceuticals seem like very different industries, both highlight the same reality. Modern economies depend on interconnected supply chains, transportation networks, and international partnerships. The automotive sector illustrates this perfectly, with every vehicle relying on suppliers, logistics providers, raw materials, technology, skilled labor, and customers spread across multiple regions. Similar dependencies exist in healthcare, aerospace, agriculture, and advanced manufacturing. As a result, resilience has become a top priority for businesses and governments. Companies are diversifying suppliers, expanding production capacity, and pursuing new markets to reduce risk. Governments are strengthening domestic industries while preserving valuable international trade relationships. The common theme across travel, healthcare, and trade policy is clear. Integration remains essential, but flexibility is equally important. Over time, these gradual changes can influence pricing, product availability, investment decisions, and broader economic growth. And that brings us to the bigger picture behind all of these developments. Verdict: looking beyond the headlines. When viewed together, tourism, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, and trade all point toward the same conclusion. Businesses and governments across North America are prioritizing resilience while continuing to rely on the deep economic connections that have supported growth for decades. For drivers, travelers, manufacturers, healthcare providers, and investors, the outcomes could influence everything from supply chain reliability and future vehicle production to prescription drug availability and long-term business investment. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think changing Canadian travel patterns will have a lasting impact on the U.S. economy? Should North America prioritize more domestic pharmaceutical and manufacturing production, even if costs increase? How do you think the upcoming USMCA review could affect the automotive industry and future vehicle prices? Share your thoughts, experiences, and predictions in the comments section below. We always enjoy hearing perspectives from fellow enthusiasts and industry watchers. If you enjoyed this update, be sure to subscribe to Highway Herald and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest vehicle updates, industry developments, and future videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time. You can now check out any of the videos on the screen. There's more exciting and informative content